Welcome to Moving People to Action, MP to Action. I'm your host, Tim Clark. This is where we listen, we learn, hopefully to cause people to move to action. Later on in our show, joining me will be Calvin Williams. He's the founder and executive director of Freedomtainment. They operate, host, and produce Juneteenth celebration every year, and we'll learn other major events that they put on throughout the year. But truly, they're making a difference. But first, we have just an extraordinary individual that's been serving this community for many years. His name is Larry Duncan. He's the Senior Director of Behavioral Health Services at Charles Drew Health Center. It's a federally qualified health center serving North and Northeast Omaha. He's a licensed professional counselor and licensed alcohol and drug counselor, working every day to bring bring a whole person integrated with mental health care to the community. I like that whole person. And then so what I would like to do first, we're going to start off with Mr. Duncan, Larry Duncan. Welcome to Moving People to Action.
Well,
Man.
thank you.
Well, I tell you, this is not new, but just a different format, a different show. I think the last time we were in this setting was with Heartland Focus.
Right.
So WOWT Channel 6.
Yeah, it was right in the middle of COVID.
That's
and
right.
all those kinds of things. So it was
Yes.
a whole different kind of concern about people interacting with each other and how all of the shutdown stuff was affecting people.
Yeah. I tell you, it's a different kind of shutdown.
Yeah.
When I think about it, man, I just sometimes I wake up and I'm like, wow, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. I need a therapist.
Right.
I think everybody needs a therapist, man. I'm serious. And I do. I most definitely publicly have to say, hey, I need your help in finding me a good therapist.
No
man.
problem. The thing that I like now that's happening, I think I would say about maybe 10, 12 years ago, we had this whole idea of stigma. Stigma was big. Every time I would go somewhere and people and be talking about mental health, somebody wants to lead with what's going on with the stigma. So in my experience in being in the field, and I've been in the field since 1980 actually, my experience, I would say the stigma is dead. We've really put a big nail in the whole idea of stigma because people are now more willing to say either I want to see somebody, I want to see a therapist, or I'm in therapy. The celebrities and athletes and all these different people have made it, cool to work on your mental, as you would say.
I think that's so important. So inside, I know we said a federally qualified health center. For folks that don't know, what are we talking about when we're talking about a federally?
I would say that's qualified is a key there. So when you say federally qualified health center, you're saying that our health center has been vetted by the feds. So the feds have a variety of different metrics that they're going to grade all health centers on, or anybody else that they're funding in any kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. We're going to be measured and have certain expectations, how many people that you're going to see as a center, what type of services you're going to provide. You're going to have to be credentialed or certified with those services. So we have qualifying bodies that come in and audit our service, visit us, and say, in general, you're providing safe, good, solid services to the community, right? So you're going to have to go through all those rigorous kind of qualifications in order for you to get federal money and to be considered as qualified as a federally qualified health center. So in today's world, where we have currently some conversations about Can people provide services and be licensed and not be licensed?
Right.
We have a controversy going on with a certain doctor who is not necessarily in our community, but celebrity-wide. And so we're having a lot of discussion about, hey, in order for you to provide services of any kind whatsoever, the community needs to know that you are licensed, that you've been vetted, that you have ongoing qualifications in order for us to give you our trust and to give you our services. So that's just to say we provide certain services and the feds vet us.
And that. And
yes, we provide the regulations and provide the funds and expectations.
You said trust. I think in this field of work, that relationship with the client and and the therapist, trust is so important because you have to really for creating a space that people feel trust. It's a trusted environment where people can be vulnerable and they can share. Before we jump into that, Larry, if you could, a little bit about you and your why. I think everybody, they have a why. Maybe some of them just don't know, but with just your motivation for what you do. And you'll get up, I think we go to sleep, but we get up and we're motivated to do something. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, thank you for asking. I was born and raised in Southside Chicago in the real high-rise projects, so to speak. And so in those environments, it's a lot of people. You're around a lot of people. There's thousands of kids and people all around. In addition to that, I come from a family of 10 people, but in total, there's 18 of us between my mother and my father. My mom is a twin. I got older twin sisters, and I got younger twin brothers. My daughter has a set of twins. My brother has a set of twins, et cetera, et cetera. So we got this part of our legacy is twins.
Twins.
So yes. So I think part of my interest in human behavior is just learning how to survive and be around a bunch of people.
Wow.
How to be around a bunch of people in my own house, get my needs met, be recognized, get attention. How to survive when I leave my unit and go into the concrete reservation, so to speak, where there are all kind of people. There are predators and there are nice people. You got friends, you got this, that, and the other. So I think my first interest was just being in a situation where I had to be observant of people. And who's good, who's potentially harmful, those kinds of things that caused me to be interested into people. So then I lived a city experience, did all of the things that we do when you're doing the city, worldly living. Developed some habits and some tendencies in terms of substance use and all that, and the lifestyle kinds of things. Somewhere in my 20s, I began to second guess that, hey, this is not the hand I want to play out. Don't want to be out living the worldly life, so to speak, potentially getting stuck on drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, and just that whole lifestyle. Began to question that, and I had a spiritual awakening in my 20s, and then my plan changed. I started to go to school, set goals for myself, and then I started to realize that some of my natural kind of gifts, what they could be used for. So my experience with substance use, I could use that to help people to understand and deal with that. Once I got the training, and then the longer I stayed in the field, I realized that mental health was the big picture. So I went to school for that, and I've been in it ever since. So pretty much my whole professional life has been in the helping field. So I'm a change agent. Love to work with people, get involved with dealing with education and dealing with all the issues related to mental health and recovery and like that. Have 2 daughters, have 4 grandchildren, and I've been in Omaha since 1995. So currently at Charles Drew, but as I said, I worked in all kinds of different aspects of treatment and also in working in education, so academics. Worked at Metro as adjunct instructor, worked for Grace University as an adjunct instructor. So yeah, community guy.
Family, big family. Now, I come from a big family too. 15 siblings, man, and so that's a brain challenge all by itself, you know, with so much going on. So now if let's jump into really, you know, as I stated, there's a lot of distractions out there. There's a lot of disruption, and there's a lot going on both locally and nationally, and you know, people are afraid. People are dealing with you know, how do I pay rent? How do I eat? This is real.
Yeah, right.
And it weighs on the mental, you know, and so can you begin to go down that path, or at least share with our audience maybe some indicators, things that they should be looking for, or if somebody observing somebody and say, man, I've been looking at Larry and it just he seemed like he's out of focus, you know, and so give us some indicators and some things, and then let's talk about what should we do? What's the action part of what can we do to help that person?
Okay, yeah, I think in our culture, we are built to carry a heavy load, for lack of words. So we expect that we're going to have to deal with various different stresses and strains coming from society, coming from politics, coming from government, coming from marginalization and discrimination, and you name all of the realizations on there. We expect that we're going to need to be able to deal with those things. And then socially, we are encouraged coming up in our culture to be able to deal. You know, you need to be able to keep your head up. You need to be able to keep going. You need to be able to press in and help others out. And so I think we're used to carrying a load, which is within itself not necessarily a good thing, because with that, I can carry a load if I have support. I can carry a load if I have an infrastructure. I can carry a load if I have the kinds of things that are helping me to be able to carry certain loads. And all of that starts with help, and that starts with having my own circle and having my own ways of supporting myself, whether that's spiritual, whether that's therapy, whether that's exercise, whether that's reading, going to school, whether that's having certain practices regarding how I breathe and my daily routines, etc. So I'm built to carry and deal with stress and strain, to put things in its proper perspective, because I understand there's some things that I can control and I can do something about, and there's some things that I can't. And that's one of the basic kinds of things that we teach people. So if there's some stuff that you can't do nothing about, that's extra energy to devote focus and attention on all these things that you can't do nothing about. You got a bunch of plus stuff on your plate, so let's just break this down in terms of a pie. These are some things you cannot do nothing about at all whatsoever, so don't spend your time dealing with it. Can't do nothing about the past.
And we're putting, I think, even myself, I thank God I've really overcome that, but spending too much time on things I can't control. And I think there's a biblical scripture that speaks to that. You know, really worry about the things that that's in your control. You know, and they, as they say in the church sometimes, let go and let God.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, if that's what your belief system is, I would say if that's good for you, let go and let God. Things that you can't control, just turn it over.
Is when we look at it from a mental health standpoint, I like to break it down like this. Is my own little breakdown. There are things that would be considered, this is mental health. These things, I'm functioning and thinking like this is healthy. So when you're thinking and functioning in this way, these are some signs that you are functioning in a mentally healthy way. Now, these are some things that are unhealthy. It's straight up. We're not going to beat around the bush and trying to make any bones about it. If you are functioning, thinking, moving, deciding, focusing in these ways, it's been researched, established, and proven that those are unhealthy ways of functioning and thinking. So what we do in education and therapy, et cetera, is help people to see what the traits are of healthy thinking and what some are unhealthy. But to answer your question more directly, what are the signs? So a person's carrying whatever they're carrying, they're doing the best they can, and life is going along, and some things start to happen differently. So some of the key things is, like I was talking to a cousin the other day, and we were close to the same age, and he was saying, hey, we was talking on the phone, we talk maybe once a month. Hey, Larry, man, I lost like, so I think he said somewhere between 15 and 20 pounds in the last couple of months or something, right? And we talk about sports, we gonna talk about the playoffs, whatever. Then I was like, boom. I mean, he said that, and that was like a red light flashing, you know. And I talk to this brother all the time. I was like, yo, man, no, man, that's a key indicator. If you, I eat all the time. I haven't stopped eating. I'm still eating the same way that I always ate. So then, for me, being in the healthcare field, that's a red sign.
Okay.
You're losing weight, and there's no reason for it. You need to get straight to see a doctor, because that's one of the key things that they're going to ask you when they're assessing your health. So your weight loss. And then another one would be sleeping, a sleep disturbance.
Okay.
Because when people are...
Weight loss, sleeping.
Yes.
Okay.
When people have sleep disturbance, that means that time where the body would be resetting and repairing overnight all of the systems, cell repair and everything else that's going on to help reset. When I'm not sleeping, I'm not healing, the systems are not repairing, and ultimately that's going to get to the brain. I'm going to feel more foggy, I'm going to feel less energy, I'm going to be not as clear in my thinking, not as sharp as I typically have been, my memory is not going to be good. So the sleeping, weight loss, eating, anything having to do with appetite. I'm not as hungry, or I'm over hungry, right? Anything having to do with some major change in an appetite. So most people are kind of aware of these things. They know when something's shifted like that. So that sleep, appetite. Then another one would be mood. My mood is different. Edgy, feeling somewhat down, depressed, not wanting to do the things that I typically like doing, and that's been going on for 2 or 3 months. I'm not as involved. I'm isolating more. People, and so really people get that kind of feedback from others. That's one of the key things that you will get feedback from the people that are around you, spouse, children, close friends. Somebody's going to say, you know, what's going on? You seem a little different. You seem off. And then when you add some of the other things with it, not only are you seeming off and moving off, you looking off.
And now, would you say, Larry, you know, because most people, I think they wait until they hit rock bottom or it turns into a crisis. If you have people around you that's observing some of these behaviors, that's really some of the indicators right there to intervene now before it becomes a crisis.
Absolutely. So I would say that's one of the, when we talk about action, moving people to action, that's one of the things we need to do in the community when we need to be more adamant. Now, you know, our women are really adamant with us. They gonna be on our necks. You need to do something. You need to go somewhere. No, well, we getting in the car right now, and I'm taking you right now. So thank God for the sisters that typically are the ones that are doing that in our communities. But in general, one of the things that is an action-oriented thing is that people being more willing to speak up when we see these type of indications going on with people close to us, and being very adamant, you know, relentless with, I'm not taking no for no answer type of stuff, and getting people to some place where they can get help. The healthcare centers come in from the standpoint of, I can go to one place, I got a healthcare home, right? I don't have to try to look at the symptoms and then find what institution I'm going to go to address that symptom. I'm having some stomach ache, so I got to find a person that works on the stomach a lot. No, you can go to one place, they can assess all the things going on with you, and then channel you to the services that's best, you know, most acute and most necessary for your needs. That's one of the things that's unique to us at Charles Drew, is that you come in and you need to be channeled toward dental, you need to be channeled toward behavioral health, you be channeled toward medical, you have some family-related things related to women and children. We can channel you to the area that you are most in need of and one location. So community health centers have that, and for some people, they're more comfortable making that first step. Now you get to that center, and the center says, hey, no, we're testing you, we got some results, but you need a higher level of care. Then you've got some support to get that higher level of care to potentially deal with some things that are more serious. But a lot of times people don't want to be dealing with institutions that they don't trust or not familiar with, or there's so many different things going on with it, and it's more complicated. They want to have a starting place that's comfortable and community, right, and supportive, that they are well known, and that healthcare center, in this case Charles Drew, can help channel them in a very
And there's community healthcare centers all over the country.
Absolutely.
And so talk to me about, in terms of people, I'm out there, I'm sitting at home, I'm watching this right now. Dude, I hear you talking, but I don't have no insurance, I'm broke, and my mind is messed up. You know, what's the path for me?
Absolutely. So we call those barriers, and perceived barriers. People think they're barriers that are not barriers. And then in terms of transportation, in terms of location, in terms of do I have the money, all those type of things. Any healthcare center that's worth its weight have systems in place to assess all that. So when people come into the front door, it's one door that opens the gateway to everything, and they indicate that they don't, let's say they don't have insurance. I don't have insurance, I don't have money. So then there's a whole process that is geared to help them establish insurance, even if the insurance is Medicaid, and have some way of assessing and connecting them with any potential insurance that is possible for them to get. And then you need to have a portfolio of funders that are geared to fill in the gap, so that we have those. So we're going to do the Medicaid thing, we're going to do to see if they're qualified for anything else, and then if a person, we're going to establish what their financial abilities are, and at last case scenario, if it's based on this is all I have and this is all I can pay, they are still qualified to get services. So it's not in a sense of automatically come in and it's going to be free. It's not that. It's come in and be assessed and make, because again, even if you get established on some type of insurance, whether it's Medicaid or whatever, that can be something that can help with other things. Your needs for right now may just be medical, but then you may need something else later on. And if we as a healthcare center help to get you established in that, then you're on your way.
And it's that whole person, back to the whole person, how we started, and that holistic health, and really taking care of the whole person.
Absolutely.
And so if someone in the Omaha area, Great Omaha area, would like to really access Charles Drew, we'll put their website out on the screen as well. But is there a number they can call, or we'll put their website on the screen. But if they want to access your services at Charles Drew.
Absolutely. So with the website, the primary number is going to be right there on the front page on the website. So 453-3553. That's the primary number as far as the website. And then we're also on Facebook. So you go to Facebook and you get a lot of what's the current kinds of things that are happening in other social medias. But I would say the best case is to go to the website, etc. So get me directly on my office phone, 457-1224. So I'm giving you my direct office phone. 457-1224. That's desk
402, y'all. Now, man, this is the man right here. That's who I would be calling.
And just in terms of mental health questions, should I be concerned? I just want to talk about it in a moment. I'm making the initial steps to kind of determine what I need to do. You can call that number and get me, and I can help in that regard. So the doorways are come to the center, main location being on Grant Street, 30th and Grant. That's the main location. And then access to social media aspects, and you got us.
Well, hey, if we're at the end of this segment, and I would love for you, Larry, to share. You've shared so much, so many nuggets that I think can help people move to action. But when you think in really the just taking care of yourself mentally, leave us with maybe one thing that you could challenge our viewers to do before they come and see you.
Okay.
Before they come and see you, I would say breathe more deep. Okay? Because I'm a vocal major. I used to teach voice. And so I would say take deeper breaths. What would you leave them with?
Yeah, I would say, a key thing in regards to mental health, and one of the verses that is powerful to me, the verse that says, "As a man thinketh, so is he." So to me, that's so key to mental health. So it's basically like how you go about, how your perspective on life, how you see your life, how you see your past, how you see what's going on now, what you expect for the future, how you frame things that are going on. This is the end of the world that this happened to me. All those kinds of things, according to the way that I view the various things in my life, is going to determine the quality of my life in a whole lot of ways. And so people who are trained and licensed to understand that, it's not personal that you think that way, but that ain't a good way to think. People that are trained to do that can help me move from some unhealthy ways of thinking to more healthy ways of thinking. But as you said, some of the resiliency type of things is box breathing. Breathe in, short, hold it to the count of 3, and then breathe out long. So to simply put, you breathe in 1, 2, 3, hold it 1, 2, and then let it out slow. That's slowing everything down. It slows the heart rate down, throws the nervous system down, slows you down, those kinds of things. So breathing is, like you said, is good. And then finding kind of seasonal things to do. For some things, it's just do some stuff around the house, do some stretches, have some quiet time, sit on, have a quiet place in your house where you burn your candles and you light your incense and you read a couple of passages or whatever it is that you want to do. Have some of those things you can do in your house, and then have some stuff you can do outside. I like walking. So when it's a nice day, I'm going to take a walk, hit a park, do something. And so we build these resiliency kinds of things, and then I can't leave out, have some way of connecting with other people, whether it's church, whether it's a support group, whether it's see a therapist. When you add those things together as things that I practice in my life, those are some things that I can do for myself and by myself.
That's strong. Man, you gave us a whole lot of action steps, man. I appreciate that, and thank you for what you do to continue to make a difference and high impact into our community. Charles Drew is really doing the kind of work in terms of its statute and its original intent. And so big ups to the staff over there.
Yes,
Kenny McMorris, the CEO, leading the charge. And thank you guys for what you do. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you having me.
And you have this table anytime you want.
Okay. All right. Take you up on that.
And so as far as he gave us a lot of action step, and so I want to mention in terms of just statewide, they have this initiative called Hope. And so you feeling hopeless or depressed with nowhere, no one to turn to, there is a hotline you can call. You're not alone. And truly, you're not alone. There's so many other folks that's dealing with the same situation, but it's a Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, and it's 988. That's 988. And so there again, as we look at our mental, you're not alone. And our guest, Larry, laid out a lot of different paths you can take to get help. And so we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, joining me is Calvin Williams, Freedomtainment, and doing the kind of things to have high impact in the world of entertainment, culture, and all those great things. I call it the 21st century renaissance that's taking place here in Omaha. Stay with me. I'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to MP2 Action, moving people to action, where we listen, we learn, and hopefully that will cause people to move to action. I want to just, before we jump into our next guest, I have to, do this plug in terms of the water we're drinking. Fiji, I want to thank Fiji being our water sponsor. Thank you, my man, Mike Smalley. I appreciate you, brother. Hey, this is some good water. Let me drink a little bit. Wow, that felt good. Man, went down smooth. It's working. So, hey, you guys, help me welcome Calvin Williams. He's doing some big things here in the heartland when it comes to entertainment, culture, arts, and really building community. And so, man, with that, Calvin, thank you, man, for what you do.
Well, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you because, you've been one of my mentors for at least 10 years now.
Wow,
you know?
That's, man, a time at humble beginnings. I tell you, when you think about 10 years, man, from where you've been to where you're at, I just, as a mentor, I want to say I'm proud. I'm proud of you that you allow me, because I think mentorship and mentees, we both have to agree that this is a nice vibe and we make it work. And I think over the last 10 years, we've done that. We've committed that to each other. So, yeah.
You're right. I mean, we've had a great workmanship when it comes to mentor and mentee. But I tell a lot of people, when you get a mentor, the best thing you got to do is listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you'll know you'll have a great mentor because once you start action, he'll be there with you, guiding you, not telling you, but guiding you.
Guiding.
To keep some of them doors open when you're not around.
Hey, you know what? That is so, I like how you put that. Guide, not tell. Because it is kind of a relationship of advising, and at the end of the day, you have to make the decisions.
Yeah.
You have to make the decisions, yeah. So tell a little bit about yourself. I know you were born here.
Yeah, I was born in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
My mom moved to Colorado Springs when she went to the military, and I ended up coming back to Omaha when I was a teenager.
Okay.
To try to find myself a little bit, because my mom was a single mother. And I ended up, just running around the streets of Omaha trying to learn my way. And eventually I found my purpose, at a Mike Phillips concert.
Wow.
I was
at a Mike Phillips concert. Okay.
Yep, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was at the waiting room. Mike came up to me. He said, "Man, I think you got a gift for this."
Wow.
But he says, "You got to chase purpose, not paper." And so I started thinking about what things could I do to change what I'm doing for the community, not me, and that I was already doing, that I wouldn't have to reinvent myself. So for the last probably 30 years, I was in the music business.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know, but I was an intern at Loud Records when I was a teenager with Steve Rifkin, the guy that invented the street team.
Okay.
And the guerrilla marketing. He was a genius. Back then, he had Wu-Tang, the Alcoholics, Keith Murray, Twister. They were all signed to Loud Records.
Wow.
And a lot of people think that I met Twister in Chicago. I really met Twister when I was an intern, and then later in life, I ended up meeting him again when Adrenaline Rush came out.
So talk a little bit about that Twister Calvin connect now, because you're still connected with him.
Yeah, man, Twister, he done changed my life in so many ways that.
And this was the rapper.
Yeah, the rapper is.
The rapper, if you don't know, he's
Carl Mitchell is
probably one of the fastest rappers in the world. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not like that, but just a little bit. He's fast.
I mean, he's allowed me to go in doors that people would not even believe.
Wow.
I mean, the Jay-Z, the Rockefeller, the Kanye West. You know, I was there for the whole era.
Wow.
You know, I was at the Slow Jam video shoots. You know, I was at the legit balling, the label deals.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen him sign label contracts.
Wow.
I was the administrator for GMG Entertainment in 2013 with the Do or Die and Twister albums.
And you also, just fast forward because we're short of time, but talk about really what you've done to help local bands. One in particular artist, Anjali Mitchell.
Yeah, I
and
met
connected her.
Man, I met Anjali Mitchell at BJ's grocery store.
Wow.
She told me, she said, look, my brother and a girl named Stacy told me about Anjali, and they said, man, it's a girl who sang, and I think that you should go see her. And when I seen her, I just immediately, it was the right time for her because I was working on all this other stuff.
Okay.
Like with Empire, which is a big label now, like Ghazi and Nima, they was just starting Empire.
Wow.
Sony record execs were around because, you know, I had helped Paul Wall and Chameleonaire. They got signed in Omaha, Nebraska. A lot of people don't know that.
No.
That the
I didn't
Sony
know
reps came to Omaha and Paul Wall and them got signed at South Beach.
Okay.
Over there in Carter Lake.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. And I know Anjali has been on the road with Twister in terms of just opening up.
I've been able over the years. I've been able to use my relationships and a little bit of influence for them to become the band on the road. You know.
Wow. Wow.
So we've done like Yoshi's. We've done Chicago, Milwaukee.
Look at you, we done the Yoshi.
Yeah, we've done Yoshi's like 2 or 3 times. You know, in Oakland. We should be going to Boston, Philly, New York next.
Okay. So, hey, we're going to shift. We're going to pivot.
Yeah.
Because you hear really, in your introduction, I talked about you're the founder, executive director of Freedomtainment. It's a 501c3, but you also started a Juneteenth celebration here.
Well, I can't say that I started. What I did was I was able to make out a deal with Vicki Young when she was managing the parade.
Okay.
You know, I told her, I went to her and came to her and said, I got an idea to expand the Juneteenth parade.
I remember that.
And she didn't like it.
Okay.
But
y'all figured it out.
We ended up figuring it out because, you know,
Okay.
you know how things are. You know, everything's about money now.
That's right. Hey, nothing funny if it ain't about the money. Okay.
So we was able to, you know, figure out those details. And over the years, you know, I think people kind of enjoyed coming from the parade
going to
something to where they could celebrate their heritage, you know.
Yeah.
And now they don't have to think about competing with St. Patrick's Day or
That's
Pride
right.
Parade or
It's
Cinco
its
de
own
Mayo.
unique.
Because North Omaha has its own identity and its own parade that's drawing in traffic.
How many years you been doing that now?
We've been doing it. This is our 6th year of doing it.
Tell me, what should people expect in terms of this year? Give us the what, when, where. When is it? June 13th?
Yeah, it's June 13th this year, and
what should they expect?
From noon to 5, we'll be at Miller Park. And what we'll be doing is activating everything in the park along with resources, bike raffles, free food, a dance experience for kids, and education for people that come to the festival. Then later that evening, we partner with we're having a Negro League storytelling series with Bob Kendricks, the president of the Negro Leagues, and we're bringing Negro League players here like Ralph Garr, and we're bringing Coach Ellis here, the most winningest coach in HBCU history.
Wow.
And Brenda Council, who was the first black umpire in the state of Nebraska, and her dad was in the Negro Leagues.
Wow. So I love you really, you locked in on this word, and you said purpose. And I see that, all these things that you're talking about, high impact, enriching and educating people about really the true story behind Juneteenth. Now, so that's the what, when, and where.
Well, one
is
thing
it
that
free? I mean,
everything
who
we
should
do.
come? Who should come to this?
Anybody could come here because we've been able to, over the years, to, get partners that understand that we have to take out all the obstacles of why people wouldn't want to come to the Omaha Freedom Festival, because it's all about resources. We don't sell anything. We have activities for people, and we have giveaways for people. Yes.
So let's giveaways. So here's the thing. I'm right here live on MP2 Action. I want to offer up something and give value, because I see you've been doing this. We've been rocking for 10 years. So I want to give away. I'm gonna make the sacrifice. 10 $50 gift cards.
Yeah.
10. And in order for your name to be put in the hat for this gift card, let's say this, Calvin, they have to come up to your person. I think it's
it'll be
Karen,
either Karen or MJ.
MJ, and they have to say no. Give them. The code is MP, the number 2, Action 2026.
Now, I think for you to add value to what you're saying, that you should have them give you at least a email address,
Okay.
and
I like that.
and just a little bit of.
So they're gonna have to fill out. We'll provide, or you guys will provide some cards.
We'll provide the cards.
Okay.
They'll give out an email address and just a zip code, just so we know what the reach is on the conversation that we're gonna have today.
Okay, and so they'll come up to the table,
the
informational booth. They have to fill out first name, last name, email, contact information. That little card will go into a drawing to win a $50 gift, a $50 gas card.
Yeah, we'll say gas card. Yeah,
okay.
$50
the
gas
code
card.
again is MP. That's the number 2, Action.
And now this is a separate raffle from all the other stuff we do.
This is separate. This is MP to Action.
So you got to make sure that you know the code that we saying today on here to be able to qualify to get the gas cards.
MP, and nobody in this studio, okay? Don't y'all be, running, telling your family, Katie, and all, and so keep this. They gotta watch. In order to, if you're watching this, it's like one of those movies where if you're watching this, that means that you know the code, right? Something like that. But MP to Action 2026 is the code to activate your chance to win a $50 gas card. Man, anything you want to leave us with, bro? Anything you want to leave us with? I appreciate what you do. Again, so it's free.
Yeah, everything
what time
is free.
should people get
the
there?
concert's free.
Where's it at this year? I don't even know where's that.
It's so big this year. We having it in 2 parts because I don't think you understand. Last year we served about 30,000 people.
No.
Yeah, we had over 15,000 people just come to the Unity Fest.
What?
If I pull this phone out, let me show you something. We got
I believe you. I believe you. I believe
this
you.
Year,
I won't
this
do
year,
the Ronald Reagan. I won't do the trust but verify.
This year we on
okay?
track to serve about 40-something thousand people, to tell you the truth.
Won't you talk a little bit real quick as we close about your sponsors for the daytime and then what's going to happen during the evening?
Our sponsor this year for the last 2 years have been. We want to thank Google, and we want to thank Charles Drew Health Center.
Okay.
And Union Pacific. They've been keeping the lights on for the last 5 years. Google then came in these last couple of years and said, look, we just going to support everything you do. They give me what I call unrestricted funds to let me get out here to be able to talk to people in the community and see what people actually need. We don't want to give nothing nobody not going to use, and we don't want no information to come to the festival that's not valuable to the people that live in the community.
I see your sponsors: Valmont, Cox, UP, Union Pacific, Quality
Clinical Research,
Google, and we're going to add MP to Action.
If you go to the sponsorship page, you should
I like
see
that.
MP
I like
to
that.
Action.
Okay, the sponsorship page. Let's go to the sponsorship page. But thank you, man. This is a partnership, and I love that we move from being transactional, but to really where we have meaningful, very intentional relationships and partnerships. And so I really appreciate that. Your team, you never get it done by yourself, Calvin. In closing, is there some other team members you want to recognize? And
everybody knows, that when I came with this idea, it was kind of hard to kind of put it together at first because, for one, I didn't have any money at first to put it together, and luckily I ended up working enough money because we lost $86,000 the first time we did it.
Wow.
Because COVID happened.
Yeah, that's right.
And then also a lot of people didn't believe in Juneteenth because it wasn't a federal holiday yet. But I always tell people that I'm gonna believe in my own people and educating my own people. And that's what made me come up with this, because I was going to other communities, going down to South Omaha, going to Chicago, going to Atlanta, and seeing how the people in that community were supporting the people that live in the community. Because it used to remind me of when I was younger in Omaha, where everybody knew your neighbor, people knew you could walk down the street, somebody would know you. And I still got that feeling in North Omaha today. I'm not, I think I can go anywhere in North Omaha, and I just wanted to bring that back, of African American people having pride in the place that we live in.
And that whole thing of pride, that's so important, in that sense of belonging. And so the new location, that really probably going to expand your reach and be able to get more people.
Well,
hopefully.
The idea for real wasn't for us to rely on sponsorships and grant dollars.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure that we would get a part of the tourism money that comes into Nebraska.
Yeah.
And it's been working out pretty well with us. I got a call today to rent the stage out every weekend now for the whole summer.
So you have a stage now that's worth, what, $200 and some thousand. So I love the strategy, and we got to close. But the thing is, you got now a tool to earn money to help your operations and keep things going.
Yeah,
because you haven't brought me a cigar or something in a long time.
I've been working, so.
Yeah, Humble Beginnings, he used to weekly bring me something to celebrate our relationship.
I've just been busy, man.
Okay, I understand.
But we've kind of switching it to do the model of 1% Productions. People think that they in the concert business. They're not. They're in the real estate.
That's right.
People think that we're in the concerts, but that's not what we are. We do production. We're a nonprofit that does production and marketing.
Yeah, look at you. Look at you, businessman.
Because it's about streams of revenue of when everything is gone. Because if you've written about COVID, look at all the nonprofits that popped up during COVID.
Yeah.
Where they at now?
Gone.
They're gone.
They're gone.
And then some of the longer nonprofits that was here last, they couldn't switch their mission. They couldn't pivot.
Yeah,
so now they ran out of money.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they just relied on the foundations.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, this strategy and what you're talking about, we can do this all day. Yeah. And this is good. This is really just good word. But so let's leave them, Calvin, with something. You got only 1 minute, okay? But just leave the audience with something. Again, okay, go ahead. I'll let you do that. And
I just want to tell people to come. Go to OmahaFreedomFestival.com, hit the activities tab, and there should be something there for you and your family to enjoy. If you go to the parade, you come check us out after the parade. If you don't go to the parade, come check us out in the afternoon. You want to learn history about the baseball and the impact of African Americans in baseball? Come to Gene Leahy Ball, 5 to 6 p.m. You want to come and enjoy a free concert? Come see Keri Hilson, Lyfe Jennings, and Nivea.
Wow. But you do got to register, right?
And you do have to register, because we do that for one, so we can reach back out to people, you know, but also so we can make sure we can prepare to make everything safe with the infrastructure that we build on the amount of people that we know is coming ahead of time.
Right on, right on. Thank you, man. Thank you for all you do.
No,
to make
thank
a
you.
difference, man.
You know,
in our community, you're making a difference.
But also, it wouldn't happen without you, man, because somebody got to believe.
Well, I appreciate you. Boy, you're making me blush, okay?
Somebody got to believe, man.
I appreciate you, brother. God bless you and love you, brother. Hey, that's all for this episode. I want just to remind you a couple things. So the code for the Freedomtainment for the Juneteenth celebration for the $50 gas card, we're going to give away 10. And the code is at the informational booth. You have to fill out a little informational card, and that'll be for a $50 gas card. And the code is MP, the number 2, Action 2026. That allows for you an opportunity to put your name in the hat to win a $50 gas card. We're only going to give away 10. Okay, only going to give away 10. Man, this has been an amazing show. Great information. You know, man, I want to thank our sponsors, Stable Gray, Rain Productions, Clark Connection Group, and you just don't get this thing done. And Freedomtainment has also joined the team, and we just thank you for what you do to help make this happen. So our mission will continue to create a platform where people can learn and they can listen, but also move. A platform for thought leaders and influencers and people that will focus on education, economic empowerment, health and wellness, and injustice. How do we get to a place where we have justice? Because when there's no justice, normally there's no peace and civic responsibility. That we are in a time where we must stand and be accounted for in terms of what's happening, and not allow it to happen to us, but we have to get involved so it becomes us, we, not I. It's about building a better tomorrow together. And that starts with the power of your vote. This November, you have an opportunity to exercise your vote. Do not pass that up. With that, you guys, take the time to be good to yourself. We breathe deep, breathe often. Okay, as they say, if you're flying and on the airplane, put your mask on first. Put your mask on first before you try to do anything for anybody else. It's about being good to yourself first. With that, I'm out. Until next time, your host, Tim Clark.